With the patch Citizen Alpha 4.5, they introduced so-called engineering. A lot of people talked about the engineering gameplay, but what we want to have a check is on the graphical settings, because we play now Citizen since over 1.5 years, and we noticed every so slightly improvement of the graphics and the visuals, and we want to have a check on. And why not in Glacier? Because Glacier is one of the most atmospheric and beautiful spots out there, or in there, and we want to have a check on the graphic settings we use. And when we go here on graphics, we have direct 3D 11. We could choose Vulkan is the other options. It's the only one. We are in window mode, borderless. And we have VSync off. Upscaling, quality, 66%. We could choose balance, performance, auto, or native AA. No idea what that is, but we have on quality. Upscaling technique, NVIDIA DLSS, DLAA. And the reason is we have an NVIDIA card in it. We could go to CIG TSR recommended. And then here, upscaling model, convolutional neural network or transformer. HDR, it's not available. And the rest is everything at very high, ultra, or high. Basically, the highest there is. And we want to have a check on, because we noticed something before, and we even noticed here. When we walked down this corridor, everything looks absolutely beauty. This atmospheric smoke, fog, as you would say. And we go into the options, graphics, and when we scroll down, we have fog, ultra. We go to low. Just the opposite. And gas clouds, yeah, this is not a gas cloud down here, but we go on low as well. And planet volumetric clouds quality also low. Screen space shadows off. Shadow maps low. All right. Then we see a difference. We see a major difference. There is not that density of fog anymore, but still it is atmospheric. But what we can see is on the right side, the shadows. Look at the right side. Can we? No? Yeah. Here you see the right shadow. We go back in, options, and then we go here, screen space shadow, very high, shadow maps, ultra. Return. It still happens. But what we see here is the detail. You see the shadow pattern? The shadow pattern comes from the object itself. We change cloud to photo mode, gas cloud, very high, very high. Can we? Ultra. So what should we expect here? When we look at this practical light over here, and look the shadow it casts, there should be vertical stuff. But we don't see vertical stuff. And even when we look at the lens flare, we don't see vertical, only horizontal. All right? So what should we expect here? Should it be like this? Does that make it more beautiful or not? Here as well, this practical light also has no vertical, but shadow casts. And yeah, we set everything back to high, very high, and or ultra. And now we want to have a check on upscaling model. We go from convolutional neural network to transformer. You see this? You see this? Oh, there is a term. when you have, let's say, a 16-bit picture with gradual casting, color flow, it behaves like this. Especially when you compare it to a 32-bit picture, you see the difference. And here we can see the difference. When we go here, go back to convolutional neural, it's not. That's a massive difference here. So we keep that. We go here and say CIG TSR. Now we can see the upscaling model disappeared, and we also don't see that. There is no difference. So the question is, does that have an effect on frame rates? We look at the frame rates. We have now FPS 38, 39, something like this, with 26 milliseconds. And we walk forwards, frame rate stays, milliseconds is more or less the same. We turn around, walk against the dead end, frame rate stays, millisecond stays. We go back into the settings and we go back to NVIDIA, convolutional, all right. We don't see a difference in frame rate. It is still 37, 38 with 26, 28 milliseconds difference. And of course, we do not move much. We're just walking back and forth inside this corridor. Now, what we do is we go to native AA, and here we see, you see that? Native AA. And when we look at the frame rates dropped. We are now on 26, 25 with 40 milliseconds. So this is not what we recommend. We do not recommend native AA. We can go to Vulkan, still native AA, NVIDIA convolutional. And we are still 26 frames and 36 milliseconds. So this doesn't look great. We go back. And switch from native AA to quality. And now we are back on 37 frames, 26 milliseconds. You see, you just select something without knowing what actually happens. And sometimes you see the difference immediately, and sometimes you don't. But what we notice is, it doesn't matter if you have the Vulkan or 3D3, D3. What you also notice is the transformer. It is still 37, but you see this graphics difference. Yeah, that is something what you can see. And now we go back and say neural quality. We go back to D3D, 38 frames. It's a little increase. One frame increase. Yeah, so this is the settings, don't go down. And what we also did is, before we did the test, is we deleted the cache folder. Yeah, thanks for watching.